according to your beliefs. Our home purchase plans are based on joint ownership and renting the bank share. Your monthly payment increases your share in the home and includes rent on the share that the bank owns. At the end of the term, you'll own your home outright. Call us or visit islamic-bank.com. It's easy to make the right choice.
Living the Life is sponsored by IslamicMarriage.com, celebrating Islam, nikah and zawaj.
Go.
Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to Living the Life on Tuesday the 26th of February with Rahim Jung.
And of course with Hassana Amaji this evening, and thank you very much for joining us on this rather miserable evening in February. Well look, on tonight's show we're going to be exploring more about the gaming industry and games in general.
That's right, and helping us to do this we have game designer and author Dr. Roziana Ibrahim. Welcome to the show. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Doctor. Now I must say, when I thought about somebody being a games designer, Doctor, that you're not what I was expecting. I was expecting a guy in a tracksuit, maybe scratching himself a bit inappropriately, sitting there with cans of Coke and a bit of pizza. Mashallah, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Alhamdulillah. Also tonight, we're joined by a gentleman who's been engaged in dawah and community work for over 20 years. We're very pleased that he's with us tonight. Please welcome to the show, Sheikh Abu Ali. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alhamdulillah.
It's great to have you here.
You nearly didn't make it today, huh?
Alhamdulillah, I'm here.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair.
Well, that's not all. We're also joined by our tech expert who's going to help us find out more about the latest gadgets and technologies. Welcome to the show, Brother Abdul Akbar. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum salam. Maybe we should say welcome back to the show, Abdul Akbar.
Jazakallah khair. Yeah, I'm fully armed with my tech gadgets
Brilliant.
here, so more on their way later on today, inshallah.
It's a whole gadget theme today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, there's lots of gadgets going on. In fact, I know Sheikh Abu Ali is into his gadgets as well,
Oh,
so we'll
mashallah.
ask him about
Lots of
that a little bit
discussion there
later.
then.
Well, a great mix of guests in our green room today, but first of all, as ever, it's time for this. Now, our story of the day today is something that affects me, I can tell you definitely, because research by the RAC and another foundation has shown that 1 in 10 drivers over 70, and that is the enormous number of 50,000 drivers in the UK, is not fit to be on the roads.
Wow. That's a shocking figure, Brother Rahim, especially because figures now show that there are more pensioners in this country than children.
More pensioners than children. The number is growing exponentially. As we all know, there's old age is going to be taking over. We're all going to be living much, much longer, and many of us are not fit to drive. And I can tell you this from my own experience, and I hope my dad's not watching. He's one of them. Honestly, the way he drives, and my uncle, I'm not going to name him because I know some of my uncles watch, so you'd have to guess which one it is, anonymous. One of them, he doesn't like putting the headlights on his car because he's saving the bulbs.
Oh my word,
Okay,
wow.
I promise you, he only puts the dim lights on, and my other one, he doesn't like changing gears. So he just stays in the same gear, and they're like in the 70s and 80s, and they're driving.
So what's your bad driving habit?
For me, bad driving habits, you know, I'm going to claim the Fifth Amendment. Because I would incriminate myself. But no, to be honest, I don't concentrate enough on driving sometimes. Kids in the car, and the mobile phone's ringing, and you're trying to get your headset right and all these things. How about yourself?
Oh, my problem is that I always give everybody away, and you know, a 10-minute journey ends up taking about 45 minutes.
So you're one of those people I sit behind going crazy, beeping at them, saying,
me.
"Move, pull out, pull out." You're one of those.
Exactly it, yep.
Okay.
Well, we'd love to hear your responses to our story of the day, and you can get in touch with us in a number of different ways, and details are coming up right about now.
From you. To get in touch, tweet us at Islam Channel, #LTLife, facebook.com/Islam Channel. You can also email us, livingthelife@islamchannel.tv. We look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, now remember, our story of the day today is what are your bad driving habits? We've heard that 1 in 10 drivers over 70 unfortunately are not fit to be on the roads. We want to hear from you, those of you who are over 70 and of course those of you who are under 70 as well. Tell us about your bad driving habits and what we should all be doing to avoid you when we see you on the roads. Indeed.
Now, what does research say, Brother Ibrahim?
Research says that 40% of gamers in the computer gaming market are female gamers aged over 18 years of old.
Wow. Well, our first guest tonight is a computer game designer, and she's originally from Malaysia and currently working in London designing games for educational purposes. And we're so pleased to be joined by Dr. Roziana Ibrahim. Welcome to the show.
You are not the tip. I mean, now maybe I'm wrong.
Definitely
Because
not.
You're
Definitely
not, but
not.
maybe I'm wrong because those figures are quite incredible.
Yes.
It says that 40% of gamers aged over the age of 18 are female. I would have thought it was more like 10% or 5%.
Not anymore, not anymore. Because I started playing games in the 1990s. I played Pac-Man without colors, black and white, and Dune on 2Ds. So, and then as we move along, I've been playing games for more than 12 years. So how do you create games for people like me?
Yeah.
I love gadgets. I love gadgets. I studied computer science. So these are the type of people we move from being students, working women, mothers, gadget girls. So these are the women that we are comfortable with technology and playing games.
I think it is a generational thing, isn't it? I mean, how about yourself, Roziana? Are you comfortable with gadgets?
Yeah, I mean, when we were younger, we always used to have the, the Super Nintendos and things like that. But I think as you get older, the gadgets tend to be more about practicality and things like that.
And I'm showing my age now because there was no Super Nintendo. All I had is we had one of those things that just went beep, boop, beep. That was it. It was tennis. It just moved across the screen. That was it. And everyone in the neighbourhood used to come around and play this.
Wow.
But I mean, gaming is a massive industry, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So the thing, apart from just for fun, entertainment, sitting at home with your family and friends to play games, now we have games for learning. That is also a big sector, big segment of the game industry. We're moving into training and teaching. That's the serious games, they call it, not just for entertainment purposes now.
Do you think that moving into a sector like that, where it's gadgets for learning, do you think that takes away from the traditional style of learning and it could be quite distracting for children?
Usually, for children, sometimes when that's, you let children play too long, definitely. Not just games, television. One time, television was a bad influence, they say. Now it's game is bad influence.
Yeah.
Different things.
I suppose it's what you use it for, isn't it? I mean, we had a feature on the show previously, actually, last year, where somebody who had designed university-level courses to be taught over the internet. And I was reading an article recently about Cornell University, some of the Ivy League universities in the United States. Their lecturers have actually left the universities now because they're teaching people over the internet. But you've come up with a game. You've designed a game. I've got the book here. This is Maths Explore, an exploration in design and development of a game for learning mathematics. So see, Rowan, can we get our cameraman, our trusty cameraman, can perhaps get a close-up of this? Tell us a little bit about why you decided to do a maths game.
This one was for my master's degree. So it's a high-fidelity prototype to show that we can use games for learning, to teach something, not just for fun. So that's what I did for this one. And
what's the response been like?
Since this is for, we had a small group, focus group, so they like it. It's just that they have to install it, so that could be some of the limitations.
Now, of course, maths can be quite a tricky subject for many people. It's definitely one of my trickiest subjects.
Not my favourite subject either.
How helpful is it for children if they want to try and learn more about maths?
Since this one is really preliminary, a prototype, so it's not fully covered the whole curriculum.
Sure.
Yeah, so they say it's fine. They like the colours. They can try it and again. So
well, we're going to have a practical in a little bit after the break. We are going to be going to the adhan now. It's that time of year again for our viewers where the adhan comes in the middle of living the life. So we are going to be going to the Isha adhan in just a second. Don't forget, story of the day. We do want to hear from you today about your bad driving habits. Research shows that how many is it? 50,000.
Yeah, 50,000.
50,000 people are not fit to be on the roads at the moment, and they're people who are over 70. So we want to hear from you. Tell us about your older relatives, and if you're over 70, tell us how good or bad you are at driving, and tell us about your bad driving habits as well. What do you think, Roziana?
I think a lot of older drivers are